I can go ahead and call to order the,
Copy.
Bay St. Louis, August sixth budget workshop. Looks like we got a couple things to discuss tonight. Got an email here about, some changes. Just added that one half due that's due on completion for the, Mississippi State contract for handbook and job descriptions. And looks like y'all are looking for a 2 mil increase, Mayor? Correct?
Yes, sir.
It was at 204, which was 1.65 mils, while we went up to 280s, 248.
We went up to full 2 mil, and with the budget, with the gaming revenue, I think we're 37 to the good. But we're gonna have to pull that.
Mike,
Well,
We're not sure on that.
right.
Hopefully we'll have more answers, in the next day or two.
did we get word on what the mill's worth this year?
It's gonna be an increase, but,
Don't know yet.
no,
They don't go much.
probably, continue as it is, probably a few, but we do look for an increase.
With all the building going on, it would seem like they would. Some of us a year behind, though, by the time they get it on the tax roll, even the
Yeah,
house is
yeah.
being built today,
Yeah.
it's a year back. What was it last year, 124?
25, and I think we budgeted 124, that's the same thing we budgeted this year, 124, and we budgeted 98% of that 124.
Right.
We have some proposals here from CASA, Gulf Coast Center for Nonviolence. You wanna hear those tomorrow night or tonight?
Do you have any groups coming in, Lisa?
No, I didn't know if y'all wanted me to set a particular, album, I'll come in and contact them, or what, so I haven't set any times or anything.
Yeah, I don't, right now, we gotta fund the budget.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine, I've heard from a couple of people, but they're just kind of been waiting until we know.
Right.
You pull that out, you said, Mayor? This proposal has a 2 mil increase in it, correct? This new one here? Okay.
Have we shown any changes in revenues or anything? Projected revenues, Mike?
We did not, we stayed with what we first suggested, we did not increase the millage.
I had Lisa give everybody a copy of raise scenarios. I think Mr. Hoffman mentioned that last time, and I kind of agreed with some of the percentage instead of just across the board, so I just wanted to see what the scenarios would be. I don't know what y'all think about it. Only thing I hate to do is giving so much money out now. If we need more employees later, we've got to look back at the public to fund different positions if we don't have enough in certain departments.
Yeah.
is my fear.
We already know that's gonna happen.
And I wanna make sure we're planning for next year and the year after too, with PERS coming up next year. I mean, we know that's coming, it's not a
Yeah,
secret.
And I know Mr. Seal was talking, and I think it's a good idea if you've already received something this year as a raise, not necessarily eligible for this new increase, at this point in time, but,
Yeah.
so that would cut back on some of it, but
Yeah.
just across the board, basically a 50 cent or a 3% would be right about the same number, about
Mhm.
$3,000 difference,
Yeah.
lower on the 3% across the board, as opposed to giving everybody 50 cent, which
Mhm.
Well, what's the problem with the 3%, and percentage we quit doing that years past is because you're making $20 an hour, 3%, you're making $10 an hour, 3%.
Mhm.
You get 50 cents, everybody gets 50 cents, right?
right, but
So it's very inequitable across the board. That
not
way you don't-
necessarily if you're making a lot less money and then you get a 50 cent raise, that's a big old raise.
It is, but it's because you're making a lot less money.
Mhm.
But if you.
Don't
you
buy
know-
as much bread at the store.
Yeah, it don't, so to me,
No.
it's more equitable to give across the board 50 cent flat. I mean, in
Mhm.
the past, we've always did that, so you don't just widen your gap, disparity between pay. Kind of gives everybody an equal opportunity, but kind of, to me, it helps the lower paid people, to bump them up versus give them a 3% raise. Yeah, Mike, I would like for us to go back and look, and if you've got a promotion, pay raise this year, you're not eligible for the 50 cent an hour raise. And if people are making, to me, if they're going up more than $1 or so, how many people, if they're going $2 an hour raises, and I don't know if there's anybody, but, really what's the justification if we are gonna give them, a big raise, a big bump, if they're not becoming department heads or something like that? That'd be something to look at. I know HR department, insurance, we asked to, go 50% of what the previous person was, try to get that person is truly doing that job, and he's gonna stay in that job, and he needs to be compensated for it. But I really would look at, if we're not gonna get to 50,000 for casino revenue, I'd like to continue to give everybody raises that have not received a raise this year and not impact the budget, from what we're trying to do today. Yeah, I mean, we just need to look at, understand it, so we got. Well, it's just, no, we can't, I understand that. But, so we were, originally, we needed 204,000, which is 1.65 mils. We went up to two mils, which is 248. So that's 44,000 right there of that 50,000 casino. So we're $6,000 away. So I think we can balance our personnel, balance our personnel budget. Again, I think people do deserve a raise. Well, I know, but we gotta fund it at some point. Okay.
Which position?
Page 7?
Oh, yeah, that, okay, I got you.
Why are we pulling that up?
With this,
Well, with the millage rate increase, 44,000 from originally, we was at 204, which we had balanced the budget, 204, 1.65. Now we're at 248. So we're at 44,000. We got 6,000 to make up, even with that 4,000 still in there, right? So if you look at the person, if you look at, yeah. If you look at the personnel structure, can we save that 6,000? And I don't know, but.
We'll throw that out there also along with it.
Yeah, and stay at 2 mil increase, but back off on them not double raises, but promotion and raises. I understand that we did years ago in the fire department, police department, we got a wage structure to balance it out. I think it's a smart thing to do in public works as well. But I think we need to look at other areas where if you already got a promotion and pay increase this year, I don't know if you should be in a line for another promotion, another pay increase this year on top of it.
What's the rule about the increase? 10% of your millage is all you can go up per budget year or something, unless it's dedicated millage?
This is dedicated.
Where we at now, 27 mils?
20 general fund, I think, huh? 2275 maybe?
275.
I think we got 2275 general fund millage, and then we got 2 mills dedicated to road and bridge bond, I think.
And Josh, in these numbers you figured out for this pay raise, this is exclusive of mayor's salary and our salaries as councilmen, or did you just take the whole personnel budget?
Sissy did that for me.
You can't, our pay raises are not included.
Well, no, I know, but I'm just asking in these numbers that we got in front of us, if we were taken out, or if she just did it off, or he did it off the
I'm not sure.
whole budget. He said Sissy did his.
Yeah, I
I'm not
asked
sure
Sissy
if she
for that.
used just the general budget amount, or she actually subtracted ours out and the mayor's out. Okay. Yeah, yes. Okay.
No, council, if we gave ourselves a raise, it wouldn't go in effect until after the next election.
It's gotta be done before your election year.
Yeah, and I'm not proposing that, I'm saying I just wanna make sure it was backed out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, these numbers would be a little lower, which would
We
be
have
nice.
21.86 mils. 0.93 mils, debt service fund, 2016 general obligation, public improvement, road bond, 2 mils. City county owned library, 1.96 mils, subtotal municipal mills, 26.75. So,
What's this estimate from Omni for?
That's what they're wanting to charge per office copy, and it's Lucas,
For 5
They're wanting to
office,
pay per copy of office more than the damn computer cost.
that's for the copy machine coming out, 2006 Pros?
Well, it's office, Microsoft Office.
Oh, okay, I got you.
See, what they're quoting is
$400 a copy, for 5 copies,
Right.
right.
more than the computer cost. So what we'll do is we'll go with Office 360 at $99 a year for 5 computers and do it that way.
So this letter we received says we can't do the increase to the gaming devices, correct?
Well, but the second page says, highlighted in blue, license tax authorized in this section may be increased by the governing authorities annually. So it's kind of contradictory.
Maybe that's stating if it was under the $100 maximum fee, we could do it, but if we got the max already.
But how are the other
Yeah, how can the other ones be at
charging
150?
more?
Because they got a different agreement. Like Mike said, we got a one-of-a-kind agreement here.
Yeah, but this is a. But this
Yeah,
is
but-
from the state, this is from us.
What does section 7576.5 say? Has that been amended in the last 20-something years? The section it references, it says, not to impose an annual license not to exceed $100 upon aggregate as defined under section 7576.5M, Mississippi Code of 1972.
Right. If that's been amended or changed,
I'm just wondering if that's been changed at all and increased.
Well, this has been amended, because the fee structures still says $2.50 per person. So that is not the fee structure we have, so there should be another amendment to this
yeah.
somewhere. You know what I'm saying? In that first section, section
Mhm.
1, still collecting $2.50 per person. in our muni code, you know, states the percentage,
It has to.
well, I just,
This was 91, I'm just wondering.
yeah, each licensed limits division located, the city conducts and operates, carries and gambling machines within the city shall pay a fee based upon all gross revenue of license derived from this establishment. Fee will be determined according to the following schedule: 4/5% of all gross revenue, which does not exceed 50,000 per calendar month. 6/10% of all gross revenue which exceeds 50,000 per calendar month, does not exceed $134,000 per calendar month. 8/10% of all gross revenue of license which exceeds $134,000 per calendar month. So that was updated in 92. Well, references ordinance number 362, 6292. So we'll need to look at that and see,
Well, this whole,
yeah, what, ordinance, 362.
this whole ordinance is dealing with cruise vessels
62,
docking in a
92. Well, that's-
municipality, which we
that's-
don't do that anymore.
Originally was a local
Right.
private setup.
Right, no, I
Yeah,
understand, but that's what I'm saying, so
board fee, right.
it really doesn't apply to the current situation.
So we need to see if we can find that ordinance 362, adopted in June 2nd of 92. See what it says, because it's, this license fee is different. June 2nd, 1992. Yeah, I'm assuming that's when this was amended, it looks like, by this ordinance.
It's gotta be wrong.
If it's probably, that was just a, you know, just maybe that section was amended, I don't know if the whole match was amended.
So,
All right, so back to the raises. Everybody's comfortable with a 50-cent raise?
Yes.
I'm just, to me, you know, just, it's across the board for everyone gets the same amount.
Mhm.
Yeah, me
You know,
too.
that's just what we looked at in the past.
Right. So I mean,
Just
if you
not-
go with just a percentage, you're looking at if they're making $10, they get 30 cents. If they're making $20, they get a 60-cent raise.
Yeah.
Instead, we're just giving everybody 50 cents, it
Right.
just bumps everybody up evenly.
Right.
And kind of keeps them on even keel.
I'm okay with the 50-cent raise, however, I would exclude anybody that's gotten raises in the last 6 months, especially some of these, you know, supervisors.
Mhm.
These are exceptionally good raises they had. Which weren't many. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what, you know, yeah, I don't know what it looks like, quite honestly, from a revenue, from a dollar standpoint, but, I know there's maybe a handful of people that's gotten raises and we're only looking for $4,000, $6,000.
And that being said, though, some of these people got raises because they, you know, made that first step, the 6 months or whatever the deal was when they got hired.
Yeah, I mean,
Are we
that's,
just talking about them as well, or are we just talking about people that got performance
I think-
raises or changed position?
I think position change. Yeah. You just do a merit raise, a progression raise, a certification.
Okay,
Also, I'd like to see, I see you have a personnel budget fiscal 2017-18. And on the personnel budget fiscal, on the opposite side, you know, some of those numbers are much different. Now, the budget is not the same as what they're actually getting paid right now. I would like something a little bit more reflective and not so confusing. I find these numbers very confusing. Well, if I go one sheet, I have the actual payroll ordinance of 2017-18, and it shows what they're actually getting paid right now. But then you have a budget that shows much higher pays for certain positions. That's very confusing, and it leads to, what are we basing this on? We basing it on the, Yeah, and I get that part.
What is the deficit we're trying to make up right now? With the rate?
6. Well, I think you're leaving in your 6. What was that? So what we left at was at 204. So we went up 1.65 mils. So we're going up 2 mils, which is 248. So that's $44,000. We're not getting anything from the casino.
So
That's
it's
6,000. So we're looking at $6,000, and that's leaving $4,000 on page 7.
If we take that out, we've got to be.
Well, again, you know, if we can leave it in, work with the payroll ordinance, some balance. I mean, I would like to kind of have a partnership, quite honestly, if we can. We do need economic
I think it'd be
development.
very beneficial to us to do
Yes,
that.
so, yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
inclined that we should try to work our personnel budget. The workers still need their pay raises, but again, I don't think we need to double dip. And, you know, we're $6,000 on an $8 million budget. So, I think we can, tighten up and, I mean, you got some fluff in from your sales tax and gaming revenue, for $6,000, so I don't have a problem with bumping each one of those up $3,000 and say it's gonna work, because I think it'd be a safe bet,
Yeah.
so. Yeah, yep, no, but, you know, if we can squeeze out some dollars out first, yeah, and if you go up another, you know, mill, 2 mills, you got a couple dollars there.
I mean, I like to look at the bond still this year coming. I looked at that, that's March 2020 before that other thing pays off, which is a year and a half from now. Yeah, it's still a year and a half away, so. Yeah.
50,000 in Spanish acres, you know, from the last report that was given, that still leaves us
Why do
close
we
to
have to spend so much in one ward? I mean, I would like a list of streets that are being developed and not being, paving streets that have no houses on
We
them.
won't do streets that don't have houses, but this is what we think it'll take. I mean, we're not gonna do all them side streets with no houses now. I mean, there'll be a list put together, we just throwing out numbers, you know, what we think it would take to, you know, do the streets with the houses.
And I gave a list a while back too that there was houses on every street I gave a while back. I can go back through my emails and find that and get it to Mr. Noblock. Eventually, there was a judgment ordered. I got a copy of it. Those people was promised us the same services every other Bay St. Louis resident was promised. 10 years later, they're still not having the same quality of life on a dirt road that everybody else has in the city. So at some point, the city's got to step up to the plate and make them whole. Them people didn't actually be annexed. The city annexed them. So we owe it to the people to give them better road conditions and everything else in that ward before we default on the judgment, basically. From the judgment I read, that was part of the judgment that the promises were made to give them the same quality of life and the same living standards as Bay St. Louis residents, and I think they deserve it.
I don't know about the judgment and this and that, but I think we're
The
committed
court,
to.
when the court ruled it, it was in the court ruling.
You know, I don't know if it says we gotta pave
That was part
roads
of the
or anything,
annexation.
Yes,
but we do, it's just something that
Yeah.
needs to be done.
it does.
It's just something.
Whether court ordered it or not, it's just something we need to
Well,
look
not
at.
court ordered, but-
I think everybody's committed to it, you know? We just need to sit down and lay it
You're
out
gonna have to
there,
tie it in with some drainage improvements.
you know, and we put in for a grant, whether we get it, we would know in December about that.
Yeah.
there's some other streets around town, I know, oh, gosh, dog.
Yeah,
The
on
Motley
Spanish Trail from
Spanish
Subi,
Trail,
all the way around is.
back around, Dan Russell, back in that, I mean, there's some other roads that's out there.
Main Street's catching.
Main Street.
500 block of Main Street is bad. We're looking at maybe doing a section in front of the fire department with concrete, where they're turning in and out,
Tearing it up, asphalt.
putting a lot of
Is that what's wearing it?
wear and tear on there with the big heavy trucks and all.
Can I get lighter trucks?
Huh? Do what?
You said light a truck.
lighter trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of other streets out there and all this.
Oh, yeah.
This is a start, like I said, we put in for, I think it's $5.3 or $5.7 million grant with, road structure, all your infrastructure, drainage. We'll know by the end of this year whether we do, it's out there, I think it's a 20% match. So, that would be huge if we could get a $5.5 million grant for $100,000.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think so. And like I say, a lot of the drainage still, if we can dig up some of them culverts that's abandoned lots and stuff, would fix
well, one of the
50% of the
things-
problem
One of the
out
things we
there,
wanna
to
look
be
at
honest.
is land that we own, that was given back to us from the state, and turning that possibly into
If
retention.
that doesn't work, find a piece of property that's wetlands, considered wetlands that can't be used for anything else, and using those properties, going ahead and buying them for
Well, I
$6,000,
think we have,
$7,000.
we've got a pretty good bit of land that we
Yeah.
turn back
Yeah.
over,
Oh, yeah.
and we can turn that into the same thing,
You don't get any better drainage in those bayous right behind those houses.
Yeah, yeah,
Mike,
fair
the
way to
There
get
shouldn't
to
be,
it.
to me, I mean,
Fair way to
we've
get
said
to
it for a while, you shouldn't have, I don't even know why we got ditches when you live on the water. Shouldn't be a ditch if you live on the water. Everything should slope to the water. Yeah, the edge of each property line should be a swale from the road to the water.
Do we have that in our
Drainage
building
from the
code?
road to the-
Do we? But they came in, after the storm and just piled it up, what we have and what was done before, a lot of was built up.
We need to get it in there and make these builders come out there and
You
start
look back
cutting
on
us.
it, some of them streets, they got 6, 8 foot of dirt brought up there from property line to property line, and,
Sloping it to the street.
yeah, and now they gripe them because the streets won't drain it off.
Yeah, those are overbuilt.
Yeah, yeah.
So we do have some problems.
We
but,
need to look at putting that in the ordinance, maybe back there for the building ordinances or something, that if they're gonna build, put a French drain down the property line or something to kind of
On
drain
each
it.
side.
Drain off
Yeah.
swale.
It would benefit a subsequent.
It would. And it'll benefit the streets we are putting in, or we have put in
Once that water comes
already.
in, it goes right out.
Yeah,
That's the easiest thing to do.
But
Because,
that's-
yeah.
That's some of the things, but like I said, we got all these ditches on streets, on the water, and I just don't understand that.
And, yeah, you got a bunch of them that can't even get to the bayou to drain into. It's the problem, like Buddy was saying, they run in a circle for half a mile, don't ever get to discharge anywhere, really.
And that would cut our time to maintain those ditches.
Yeah.
As long as it can go in and out freely, then you're in good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Because that's really one of the wards that when we get them 4 inches of rain, unless it's a high tide, that don't really flood. A lot of the problem back there sometimes is elevation, which we can't really control or fix that. Uh-oh.
We'll bring back the general with some things
Okay.
done in that with payroll and everything.
I just think it'd be a good year to kind of make a game plan for the next few years, so we don't have to increase anymore, do anything else, do it this last time and
Yeah.
get it done and behind us and move forward.
If we started this year, we wouldn't even, we could say we could use this year, the road and bridge, 150,000, whatever it takes, out the road and bridge. No, we're not gonna have a note till next year.
Yeah.
So that would be even, that road and bridge added on top of the following year, that would give us $100,000. That bond paid off, you could attach to that note. So you're right back to where you want, if you want to, a $4 million, whatever, to include a lot of drainage in on it also. But I think we need to start looking at it. It'll take a while to put it together.
Okay.
And we need to come up with the streets. You need to look in your wards and see, and again, this is needs. This isn't wish. We still have a lot of needs on our streets and everything, saying, You know, with the drainage and all, we know we got some bad streets on there. That is really a need, St. John, Estabrook, you got different areas, Highland, Esplanade, and those areas, you know, that is a need for drainage, along with all our main drainage as
Yeah.
well, you know. So, let's look at that, start working on streets and everything, and that way we'll have it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and we can, that money's going in its own separate account to start with, so it's gonna be available when we need it, if that's what we choose to do to set it up for the bond payment.
Okay.
I'm getting heat over here, Mike, about, Beningo Lane.
Mingo Street. Let me tell you something, with that women's hospital back there, that vet hospital back there, that street is,
It is.
it is
They
bad,
went
man.
past it a couple times, but that's one on the, yeah, that's one that's on the list, and that's what it's gonna
The
take.
good
right?
thing, all it needs is overlay, just scratch the ditches out and overlay it,
And I
it's
know, cause I
fine.
gotta work down there.
I had to bring my
You
dog
know,
down there.
I
You
think
started
it's
working.
Say what?
what'd I tell you? 500 block of Demolitions and 400 block of Demolitions is another one. That's bad.
That's bad.
That demolishing right there too, that was south.
That's another one on the 600 across the highway.
Right
That's-
across Second Street on State Street right there's pretty bad too, by the
So,
school. and
just ride, you know, ride your
Clinic up
areas, start looking,
It's all cracking
and,
up.
and see what's needed, and we can move on from that. That, you know, we'll have it, we'll make adjustments as we go,
Yeah.
look at the main drain problems we have,
If we're
and
able to
start
get it,
working on it.
How soon will we be able to get the actual pavement put down?
How soon?
Yeah.
I would think, I mean, if you push it hard next spring, maybe.
6, 8 months probably, if you push it hard after this budget.
It is, you remember what it was, Doug, we started that one time, but we had all the preliminaries pretty much done on the areas that was gonna get this and that. So, I mean, we start pushing now, I think we could probably, you know, see something in the spring or the summer and start working.
Because the bond, people don't really need to see a list, we just gotta secure the funding, then make
We
the
gotta
list.
secure the
and
funding,
Get
and,
with the
you know,
engineer to
And we'll
cost
have that
estimate.
set aside in that, I think we get about 270 somewhere. We said we would take 70 for equipment, that leaves us 200. We use 150. Bond won't be, you know, we don't start paying on that bond till we start using it, so.
Yeah.
Even if we start in the spring, it'll be the following year before most of it is even paid.
Good. That's good.
But it's something, and I think we get a return on money. I think it's, you know, it's a long term. I think it increases the value of their property with the roads paved, their houses, and all that adds up into more ad valorem tax and, you know, and everything else that, you know, falls on them. So.
Yeah. And then we won't be putting rock on a bunch of them roads all the
Well,
time,
yeah,
to
you
save
figure,
that
you know,
money.
I'm
and
not sure the
grading it.
exact number this year, but that's 75,000. That's an extra person out there, you know, we now have 2 people dragging roads, trying to keep up with that. It would turn the majority of both of them free to do other things.
Yeah, so, it would offset some of the cost by saving that, so,
Yeah, and if need be, time is right, there's an opening, that could be a position that could be cut to help fund it also.
yeah.
So,
Let's get it done.
Yeah. Get that in the works this year.
everything.
And that was with the 100,000 cut from the library too, those figures, correct?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
still in there.
That's still in there with that, all right, okay.
Yeah, and everything from 15, I don't think we have any questions from page 15 to 35, which is utility on page 35. I think
Hey,
everything-
Mike, if you're really serious about doing this bond, you're gonna have to stop paying equipment through the road and bridge fund.
We can still afford that.
You're
We'll
gonna
bring
need
in-
money for other things.
Well, we bring in 270, we take and use 70 like we.
You're gonna
planned.
have to use road and bridge millage to back it in the beginning.
That's what I'm telling you. We'll have about 200 left over. We're talking 150 or something in that neighborhood, still leave you 50. That 100,000 comes loose the following year, which would take that note over, 2/3 of that note over, that would put your road and bridge back up. You're gonna see an increase in your road and bridge, you know, taxes also this year. But on page 35, we adjusted all of what, it's $3 on sewer, $3 to the minimum. Send information out on, I don't know if everybody got it. But this is our rates for utilities. Yeah. What we charge.
Well, yeah, I mean, you sent it out, it shows you going up $3 on wastewater,
Wastewater, yeah.
and then going up $1 on garbage. Where else was you going up $3?
We went up 3 on the sewer part to cover that.
It says sewer rate, so where's the other $3? We've got two increases here. That one and that one.
The sewer,
There was
city
3.
sewer flat rate.
Oh, okay, see, there's only 2 here. Where's the other one? Minimum water? On two,
Wait.
C2A, C2A, $5 to $8?
That's the third.
Okay, well, I was,
Only reason we didn't do that was what shows that's what, I know that's
so
what
is
we
that,
proposed.
is that what we need? Remember I asked y'all, do we need $7.50? You know, do we need $2.50 in each one? Do we need $3? I think you said the SRF is $3 is not enough.
It's a tad bit short, but we'll
But you
make
can pay
that
out
up.
of the-
What it is, yeah, we make that up from the sewer. $18 on sewer. Have, yeah, if we wanna,
That's what I was wondering, it just, are we, you know, cause I can need you look in your eye and say, Mike, I need you to go up $3, not, or I need you to go up $2.50. And that's, at the end of the day, we need to explain exactly where we at, and that's just
we
gonna
know we
generate.
charge, we don't charge probably what's needed for wastewater, but then you charge in sewer. So if you take off the sewer and really get a fine line exactly how much we need, we know now we have enough money to pay our bills,
Right.
you know, with this increase.
And we got another
Exactly
SRF.
where we need to be on each one, we might need to go up on water, might need to come down on sewer, you know, $4 or $5 and go back up on wastewater.
Like, it's just,
What
you
are we
know,
gonna do about tank maintenance?
Tank maintenance, we're waiting on some, we're getting ready to do 2 washouts. We had 2 proposals for that, I think, I don't wanna say the price, but anyway, we got 2 proposals, we're getting ready to do them hopefully in the next few weeks. And then after that, that way they'll be able to come in and see what we have and what it looks like, and they can come up with a better game plan. But we do have it in the budget on the,
That's capital maintenance, isn't it?
yeah. Page 37? Page 37, the second to last item, that 50,000 is just what we budgeted. We don't know if that's a good number or not. Might be a little high, a little low, but we still have funds available that's going into that capital maintenance fund that would cover any extra if needed.
When did you say they were gonna do that washing, Mike?
Hopefully, we can get something done in the next few weeks.
That'd be great.
Did we
You
use
climbing
that in
up
the
there
current
with 'em?
budget, Mike?
You climbing up there with them?
I'd love to, I'd love to see that video, so.
So Mike,
Might
we
have
had,
to make a couple
we had
stops.
50,000 budgeted on the current budget. We didn't use any of that this year?
On that same line item?
Correct.
That was, that 50,000, I think, was for, oh gosh, equipment. We said we was gonna share costs with some of the equipment purchase, and we did. That's moved up now on the capital expense, right above it, that's 68,000.
How much of that did we use out of that 50?
I don't know what the exact amount was. We just now starting to pay some notes on some things. We still, tobacco, I know was charged to it. What else was going? We hadn't done anything with the vacuum truck yet, sweeper truck. That's still on hold, not on hold, but waiting for it to come in.
Do we have any projections on what we're gonna have hopefully left over after this current budget? Or we gonna break even? We don't have anything left over? We're
That's
gonna be
what, in the utilities?
over budget? Just the whole budget in general?
I think we're gonna be to the good in both of them. I don't know if Sissy got the hard number. We have 0 starting balance figured in.
Right.
In both of them. And that's just, so whatever we start with is added.
just kind of the reserve, throw it in the reserve fund.
Put it in reserve.
whatever we have
Yeah.
left,
Right.
So we can, and we'll be
But
balancing.
no,
it.
we will be to the good.
Okay.
I'll get it to find out.
I mean, I was just wondering if we had an idea of how much to the good, if it was, you know,
I mean,
put half in reserve and half towards not raising the millage and.
I think it's showing an ending cash balance of, 124 for this fiscal year in, general fund. Oh, is that what we carried forward? Yeah, and then the utility funds. I think we're showing 77, somewhere in that neighborhood. So. But those three changes on utilities was made, nothing else has changed. If everyone feels good with those, if not, we can discuss some more. Harbor Fund, nothing at all changed on that.
So, we went up 50 cents a foot on that to, I didn't even look at I wanted to run the numbers on that to see what that would bring us in.
If we went up,
Yeah,
you wanna see what kind of numbers that is?
yep. I mean, 'cause we're not building our reserve fund. We're staying even.
I think we had, let's see,
We put 65 over there, we're down at 184 right now. So we're not putting money into our reserve
For the harbor?
for the harbor.
Well, that's what I was asking about.
50,000.
Why don't we get a profit and loss statement on the harbor? How much they make on the fuel, how much they make on product like ice,
Well,
how
we
much
got
they
to-
make per foot.
I think he
Then-
sends
then-
that out.
Huh?
Sends that out monthly.
Get a monthly sheet that tells us how much they sold. We don't get a profit
Yeah, but
loss.
it
We don't
doesn't
say how
tell us
much
what
we
you
paid.
wanna know how
You
much
want
we
that.
made.
Yeah, we don't know how much we charge for a gallon of gas, how much we sold it for.
That's right. So, I mean, are you making
Right,
15% on
correct,
gas?
right.
Or
Okay.
something like that?
I think we need to get that fund, started getting it. It's a destination. And people wanna be there. We gotta be able to maintain it. At some point, we will dredge.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know what point that will be, but I hadn't did any soundings lately, but
Yeah, right now, we're looking at putting up 50,000 this year and 50,000 next year into that fund.
from how?
Huh?
How?
Through the revenues being generated now.
But they're flat, everything's in and out though.
But that still should, with that said and done,
I mean, we're not
we're
generating.
still showing
This year.
58,000 to the good.
Yeah, but, I don't know really how much did we spend out of the harbor fund this year on capital improvements, right? That's what I would look at. Nothing. What we just spent on maintenance. So that, we should
Very
have
little.
50,000
Oh,
more
we gotta
dollars.
build it, yeah.
Well, we should have 50,000 more there this year than we did last year, and we don't. So that's why I'm saying we're not getting ahead of the game. We're staying even, it's paying for itself, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, but we're not getting ahead of ourselves. So, and maybe you can show me how you're gonna generate that extra $50,000 with the same 90% occupancy. And I don't, while I'm just throwing numbers out again.
Right, yeah. We'll get some prices and
We
all.
gotta get ahead of ourselves somehow. We at 90% occupancy, which everybody would love to be there. But, we got people that's parking big boats along the wall wanting to stay here forever, so, we got more big boats would like to be here. Don't wanna go up and run people out, but at the end of the day, we get a good blow and a good storm, we gotta barely go back and, fix the piers and fix the electrical and fix the plumbing. And right now, we do have that 250, 248 in there right now. But,
Yes.
again, I think we need to look at increasing, that fee.
We'll put those numbers
What
together.
kind of insurance do we have for storms there?
Zero.
For the harbor?
Zero. It's over the water, can't insure it. It's zero.
Hmm.
Hope it's a name
So we
storm.
basically self-insured.
Self-insured,
Mhm.
it's over the water.
Yeah, definitely need to build
Well, it's, you know, you got to fix it.
Yeah. And
I mean,
maintain.
we did, going into it, all electrical and water or pop off caps. So if bad enough storm, they can go pop off all the electrical boxes, put them up. But you still, you got pier damage or whatever, you have to go back and replace that.
Yeah, you
Electrical
don't have
damage
anything to put it on?
in the tower, yeah, in the towers, there could be electrical damage, so. We need to get that fund building again, when you got a dredge and, whatever, it's that timeframe, that's gonna be,
When's the last time it was dredged?
we've never dredged it.
No.
Bill, it's never dredged.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought it was.
They check it, and I think they,
I mean, I think
Bill
it's been
feels
pretty
good.
decent, but, it is gonna come eventually.
there's,
I wanna tell you that Bay William Yacht Club was screaming when they did dredge it. There's all the stuff that was in the Bay William Yacht Club.
They were even yacht club dredged
When
last
they
year,
dredged,
before
yeah,
last.
Right.
I don't think the harbor's ever dredged.
no, we didn't, we never.
Maybe
dredged-
when they were building.
Built the harbor.
Probably when they were building.
There's a natural channel out there that no one, I didn't believe it, but, look at all the topography drawings and everything before Katrina. There's, topographic, whatever they are. There's a channel that's 200 feet wide that goes all the way out to the main channel, that's 8 foot deep naturally. So there was no dredging done 600 feet out. From 600 feet out, that's all natural channel. It's been that way before the storm. One of the colleges did a survey of that area.
Wow.
So hopefully will continue to maintain itself. So we'll really have to worry about the inside the harbor, as far as dredging.
Mike, are we looking at trying to get back started on the, smoke testing?
yes,
We're looking at the utility fund, the water meters and everything, that's another place we're possibly losing money.
they getting ready to get in 4. Find out what we do there. We're also looking at, help me out here, from, Highland Esplanade, I guess the lift station behind.
When they started, how many leaks were they finding and how many did they get fixed?
They fixed everything they found. They fixed
That's
as
good.
they went. They didn't mark or nothing. They fixed when they went. They found a lot, and a lot of it's just cap being cut off with lawnmowers in people's yard, or wherever. But we also wanna look at slipping or lining that from behind the old hospital off Dunbar, back through Highland Esplanade, slipping that line, coating it through there, all the way
Never
out.
stops up on the east side of Dunbar. From Dunbar back to Sunset is where all the blockages are.
Well, and that's, it's causing major problems in there. So that's two of the things, I think they've already looked at and working on a price to see how much it costs to coat that. That's one of the big ones. Josh got some ideas in other areas, with the manholes in the streets, some of the things they did in the county and all, with the lids and all. So that's another opportunity we can do. Probably the two biggest things is the lift station in 4,
We're gonna handle it in-house,
And the
we don't have
lift
to put
station.
anything in the budget for it.
to coat it.
No, to do the smoke testing,
No, they're gonna do that in-house.
okay.
One of the things that, talking with Jerry, they, before they come through and they'd mark it, they'd just keep on going. And we had to supply the people to mark and everything else, so they just taken and done it themselves in-house.
That's right.
But it's one of those things, as soon as you get through, you probably turn right around and go right back through it.
Well, you break off an area, you do it, you smoke test, you repair the leaks, and then go on to another
But they
area.
do,
but you gotta-
they do them as they go.
It's tedious work, but you gotta just stay on it until you get it done.
Yeah.
It does, did you find anything big?
Yeah, yep.
We
Yeah.
decreased the blighted property by 30,000 there, it looks like.
We decreased it.
Huh?
Decreased it.
Yeah, by 30,000.
We still gonna stay on it. What we wanna do on that, if at all possible, we wanna do it in-house.
If we got the personnel, I agree. If we don't have the personnel to keep up with everything else,
That's right.
I don't
If
agree,
it-
to be
If
honest.
it's something right now, this time of the year, we probably cannot do it. But then, if we can do it, and all reason saying that is,
11.
there's no guarantee you're gonna get that money back. you know,
Oh, yeah.
if we paying it out, and it might be years if you do get it back. If there's an all chance of us doing it, any chance at all, then we need to see about keeping it in-house.
Got all those new track hose.
We can turn, get us a new operator there to practice with.
Turn me
Long as-
loose.
As long as nothing's close around.
Mike, something that we
Make
used
sure
to
the
do.
power's off and I'll go at it.
Yeah, I didn't see no gas or anything in the building department, still no fuel expense in building department still.
I thought we had,
What page is that on, Josh?
5, 6.
Let me go back and look. Page 8. Very bottom, 616.
Yeah, okay. We'll add some back to that, take off the other one.
Are we gonna increase fees or anything in building department this year or anything? or-
There is a couple fees they would like to see done. One was, we talked
Because-
about
Giving raises
bulkhead.
and fuel in that department, try to offset that by,
bulkhead and piers, you know, increasing that. Also, site plan approval
okay,
of, administration fees and all,
yeah.
where they don't have to go to P and Z, it's all said, but they still have to, you know, go in and look and everything. And I think that's going, they proposed $25 to $100 on that. That saves them the P and Z and everything else. So,
Okay.
and then the other, we need to just come up what we wanna charge on, bulkhead and all. We're not talking about a lot of revenue, but it'd be some revenue that can more than pay for the gas.
I know they was looking at some software. Will that $4,500 budget cover that? I don't know.
Don't know yet. Waiting to hear what the price of that is.
They probably need some up-to-date software probably to make it more efficient.
Presentation we went to the other day,
Pretty good, they said.
oh, it was awesome,
Yeah, so,
very user friendly. You can drag and drop stuff, move the categories in any way you want to,
You can do map overlays.
map overlays, and see if we
yeah,
get the water people to do the
geolocating them.
geolocation, they can import all that data into the map.
Can we import this recent road paving study into that?
Yeah, let's see what else.
That'd be pretty.
Okay.
Their software is very versatile.
Maybe we need to get them figures possibly before we finish the budget, you think, and see, I mean, 'cause
Yeah, we'll figure out how many of each of those we've done this year and what the increase would be.
And what about, did we have figured into this budget, putting all the maps and digitizing all the maps into PDF?
I think we have some opportunities in the budget for that,
Okay.
but we need to
'Cause
start
that
that.
really needs to be done.
Huh?
That really needs to be done.
Yes.
Because some of those maps are quite old.
do we have any clue what kind of grant Waveland got when they concreted their main drains, or no? Well,
Waveland,
yeah, or did they fund it?
that was something after FEMA and all, I think we checked on it, brought it up for question a couple of years ago, and Waveland did that.
You can't do it now, though, too late.
And
That would help a lot.
talking with a few, oh, that would be great, but talking with a few people, they don't feel like they would allow it nowadays anyway.
Because the runoffs don't have time to filter out,
Yeah, that's, I mean, that's just,
thought.
it'd be
Okay.
great,
Yeah, 'cause-
cause you make it wide enough where you can get a Bobcat down in there.
yeah. 'Cause I think that's some of our problem too, is the main drains just growing
Yeah.
up and. not
Mike,
having
which street
equipment to maintain
materials?
it.
What's that, Gary?
You got street materials on page 11. You got $20,000 in street materials.
That's your paving, different things, rocks, some of that.
Why don't you get that
hot
out the
pack
road and bridge
material.
fund?
Huh?
Why don't you get that out the road and bridge fund and cut this
Well,
one
this is
down?
still just some additives in there, and make sure, you know, I mean.
This covers the
this
hot
is-
patch
This is
machine.
your everyday materials they go get, you know, if they get it where they don't have to.
Mike,
have
that covers the hot
permission.
patch machine too?
What's that?
That covers the hot patch machine, the materials for that
Uh-huh.
also?
And then if we need more money, we can get it out the road and bridge. You know, we can,
said 5,000 for drainage materials.
Uh-huh.
Mike, on,
Right.
fuel expense, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Now, go ahead, which one?
On the
you-
fuel expense, you have $30,000 budgeted for fuel expense. Is that for grass cutting machines?
That's everything. That,
Yeah, but it's lower than what you've actually used.
it is, but some of it went to utility. Utility's got as many vehicles on that side over there. Some was added there. We'll probably take some of that and put over there with, building department. And with that being, said, fuel man, county, fuel police department. I don't know, call it, got swipes, whatever, how they put that little thing in there.
No, but I mean, you're way lower than this year already.
Right.
But you're gonna be
But we
up in
didn't-
the grass
but
cutting.
If you go back, yeah, and all that is just a total budget. If you go on, got it somewhere there. Revenues.
We're saying it might be low if you get more grass cutting machines and you get more people to use them. And it's half of what it was in 2015 and 16.
Last year, we had 60,000 budgeted for
Yeah.
last. year. They used
And everything was charged to them last year. Everything was just charged to them.
To Fuel Man,
The current,
Well, charged to,
Public Works.
each Public Works Department. So now we split it up.
Okay, so 30,000's in the utility budget. Or something,
No,
whatever
not
they
quite
have.
that much, I'm trying to find it. I think, yeah, it's like 20 or something to that, and then we'll go back and add some to the other ones that we just talked about.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just spread out to where they think it needs to be a little more than just one department taking the hit.
That's
there.
back when I had the big pot.
so we get it spread out over a couple of different departments.
Yeah,
Okay.
Utilities, road, doesn't have any coming out of road and bridge,
it's not coming out of Road and Bridge.
just streets, public works, and then
Public Works,
utilities.
utilities, building,
Building.
we'll add some to the building, I think fire and police use the fuel man
Okay.
cards.
How's the, 90 and 603 lighting project coming?
90 is through for the most part, with the exception of where they doing the intersection and moving them poles.
Mm-hmm.
And those will be finished up when they get through with that project. 603 has started. And we're getting some prices of bases, so to replace the pole that's down. And waiting on that, but as they go, hopefully we can get that done also. They coming pretty good. Hopefully by the end of, they might be through by the end of this week. With the exception of new poles being, installed.
Would that include that section that's out on 603, that whole large section
Yeah, the big section.
up north there?
Yep.
That'd
Yeah,
be
big.
hopefully lit up this week, end of this
It'd be
week.
nice.
That
The
would be
state
nice.
is coming in, I don't know if they've done it yet, but up on the interstate, the four
Mm-hmm.
big poles, whatever we have up there, it's real hot. They supposed to come in, put LEDs up there, same thing with Mississippi Power, if we, put them in for them. So, that would light that area up. And what we're thinking about also is if on our ramps, with some of these poles being that coming down, is do we wanna increase some lighting on our,
Exit ramps.
yeah, on both sides,
Uh-huh.
coming from the east and the west, and maybe light that area up some, coming in the 603.
Yeah,
That is dark.
yeah.
And
It's pitch black.
I think it would be, a good thing. We'll have some poles that we can do that with coming off of 90, even though they're direct burial.
So we're able to take some poles out off of 90, because
They
we're
are,
putting in the
they're
LEDs.
Replacing 25 of the double on with 50 singles.
Okay.
So that's gonna be an opportunity. We're also looking at going into the parking garage. There's, I think it's 8 of the little decorated poles, you know, our city poles.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at taking those out of the garage, going into it. They're working on getting them to work, but the wiring is just a mess down there.
Right.
So
Do we
we'd like
have-
to go back in and possibly put overhead LEDs to really light it up coming out of the garage and all in the garage also, but coming back down Fourth Street to be trying to draw people into a, you know, well-lit area.
Right.
And those little poles, they just,
Yeah, they don't give a,
they don't give it to you. So even if we leave them on Fourth Street going down, we can still come back with overhead lights.
Right.
Something from the corner, start in that area. And we looked at adding lights along Beach Boulevard, but there's no poles in that area. So I guess whenever we put these poles, we remove, you know, complaints coming from that area when people park on the side, it's still dark, even all down in front of the church in that area. It's hard to see out in the street if someone's walking there between the.
Right.
So that's some opportunities we have there to use some of these, you know, poles and everything. But we did lose another pole the other day. I think that's 4 in 6 weeks.
What, one of the decorative ones?
No, well, we lost one of them too.
We lost one of them with that
One
tree
of
that
the
fell.
big ones on 603.
Yeah.
But we did lose a decorative too.
Yeah.
And guy coming, filed a report, turned himself in.
Yeah.
You know, strange, but, no, he did.
And you got that one on Almond that, where the tree fell? You know, where
Not yet.
the Raz's used to be?
Right.
That house now?
No, we
Kinda fell in between that house and that little stucco house.
very lucky.
Very
That's
lucky.
a huge oak tree,
Yeah, that huge oak tree.
yes.
And that's
Very
about the
big.
only thing it
They had
took
to
out
go
was.
cut it out the road.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the road was blocked, it was all the way across the road, I had to go around several times,
Yeah.
you know.
when did that happen?
That happened about 2 weeks ago,
Yeah,
maybe
no more
10
than
days
2 weeks,
ago.
one of them bad storms.
Then when doing the storms, I mean, you talking
Oh, God.
6-foot wide oak tree, I mean, just crack, cracking
Oh,
it.
God. So we're gonna look, we'll make some changes on personnel, send them out in the next day or two, look at them. Anything else we can find, we'll look at. We are, and we're gonna do some more homework on that. And just see what's out there.
If we can't, January, we need to put our bill in to legislature to increase it to 150.
Yeah.
We gotta go to the legislature, we need to go increase it to 150, and we can go ahead, we can go up anytime we want. As soon as it's approved, we can go up.
Well, we need to do that.
We don't have to wait for budget, but we can, we
But
won't
if we
bank,
can-
we won't
if
bank
we
on
I
it.
think, according to this, I think you have to give them 90 days
Start
notice
business.
or something, you know, but I mean, that's all inclusive.
Still-
Do it
Saying if
right.
we don't,
Do it right,
put it in
we'll
January to get into
Get it,
session.
you know,
And we'll find out too, I got that number wrote down, what's that, you know, I think it's 362.92. We'll do some research on that. We'll have also get opinion from the AG, just thoughts on it. But usually they rule to the conservative side on that, so that's their feeling as far as that max on it. Now, if it was amended in 92, that's something, you know,
well, it's not,
it's not.
no, it says maximum 100 in 92, ordinance 362. It's actually ordinance 361 is the gaming license machine fee, 362 is the fee structure breakdown.
That wouldn't have been amended, though, you think, after Katrina, when they started, when they did away with vessels and letting them be on land?
Nah, it was just a percentage wise, just 8% percentage wise.
But also, Monday, bids on grass cutting will be in, deadline, I think it's 4:00. 5:30 to 5:00, whatever time we can open bids. See if there's opportunities there.
Yeah. So, tomorrow we have a meeting, correct?
Yes.
And then we have another budget meeting set for
Monday.
Monday? Right. When do we need to advertise the budget by?
What comes up at the end?
When do we need to get the budget advertised by? Before September, before the end of August?
I think we need to start looking towards the middle to the end of they'll do it Monday night.
Yeah,
Put all our proposals out there and beat it to death that night. And let's do it.
Yeah, we ain't far. I mean,
No, we close.
we're really close. I just think we need to look,
We will.
to make up that little bit of difference.
okay.
How much we off?
$6.
Remember, cause we have,
$6?
we have to put an ad in the paper and blah, blah, blah.
Gary said he can take that, I got that in
That's
my
what I
pocket,
said. We
man.
can bump game and then
Put it up, Gary.
sales tax, but I'd like to take personnel. We'll look at that. We'll do some personnel. We'll do everything else.
Yeah.
Well, so we can put back in
Remember?
that
We would leave it.
48?
No, that's there.
Okay.
That's included at 48.
Yes.
Yeah, it's 48, yeah. I think that's we went up 40,000 more
I think that's, I think,
$4,000 then
I still believe that's a partnership that, I think you can measure, just on advertising alone, I think. When you look and see what they do,
Yeah, we have a
to
vacancy.
promote those things.
it's money spent.
Gotta
We
do
don't,
something.
we don't have that in-house. Look at a lot of grants out there. Jason, Nancy, and all, it's just, no, it's not there. But they put in grants, anything from parks, and dog parks, and fire, and police, so they're really hustling on that end. So we'll start sending them around some not things. Larry, I think I sent you an email on,
That architectural mulch.
yeah, whatever, rubber mulch, playground mulch, 99% wire free or 100% wire free, you know, so. And the price we got on a load of mulch, the wood chips, not even close. We can get this cheaper than that,
I
probably.
know wood chips are tough.
Got
They're
a-
hard on you.
Yeah. And doesn't have, this doesn't have to be as thick.
Yeah, I went way over
4
there.
inches.
Wear your shoes.
Yeah, but aren't we definitely counting?
We
Full
got,
splinter.
that was included in the budget, their budget to do that playground.
Okay.
But we've got a price from that guy that hauled it.
Yeah.
Why don't we get our wood chipper up there and get those branches out?
Type,
Huh?
different type.
How much chip did we
Yeah, with the road and the sign of the playground over past the gym and.
And they got it at the park out there, that's a little bitty piece. This is nice,
Yeah.
big piece, you know, just flat. I think he told me, dimensions, I told him something like 40 by 40, just an idea. Told him, 8, 10 inches thick, and he'd come back with, how high is your equipment and all that. So we think we can probably do a park. And this is just his, guess, maybe $600,000. Comes in 2,000-pound super sack. They can send 20 tons on a truck, I think it is a 22 ton.
Wow.
So, something to start looking at for the playground. Update on City Park, that stuff should be coming, it's got a couple more weeks lead time on some of that.
What you saying, chunks are bigger?
They flat and they round, different size pieces. It's not those little bitty pieces. Like out there by the baseball field complex, that park there's got all them,
That rubber stuff.
it's not that small where it just scattered with all, All the pictures they show is like that. That's some opportunities to come with that. Hopefully, if we can find the grants, start working on some of it.
And once you put that in a container, it ought to be there for.
Pretty much, it lasts a long time.
while, yeah.
You would just keep packing it.
When it
PK
floats
and
out, when it
everything,
rains, it
this
floats
is
all
that.
over.
One thing I want to discuss, really nothing to do with budget and all, well, BS and whatever. Opportunity to fence off back part of LaRue Park, if there's interest in creating a dog park on the back side of that.
Where is that? That's the one on, like by the soccer field?
No,
Oh, no.
Dunbar,
Okay, on Dunbar, yeah.
Dunbar.
I know we have.
playground equipment for a dog is probably 2 times higher.
I know there's a lot of people that like to see a dog park, so.
So, I mean, that's, and she got some opportunities to find the grants on too.
Well,
That could be a good civic project for some high-minded,
Yeah, the civic organization contacted me a while back about doing a dog park, and we got this property down by St. Joseph Chapel, corner of Blakemore.
We got,
No, the church has it. Actually has a well on it, buddy. I was walking around doing a survey of the property in a while, since I've been down there, but looking at possibly going to the church to see if they would give us a 100-year lease or something on it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do with it, right? And they not maintained it, so.
That's a good opportunity.
It's a big piece of property. And, you know, there are grant funds for dog parks.
There is.
To do
There's
stuff
also
like,
some grants out there.
you know, I think the roadie, actually Allison,
Where's that? Blake Moore does. You go down there, you know where, Daniel Murphy lives, go down that street, the whole left side.
yeah.
You know, dog parks are fine and everything, but we need to do something with the police station before we start spending money on dog parks. That would be my priority, you know. Or get a bond set up for a new police station.
Thought the state had promised us some money for the police station.
They lied.
Never came through.
No, it was just a lot of talk. I mean, it's just.
Mm-hmm. Right. How much do we do on that fire station?
You know, that might not be a bad idea to move everybody into this place and that,
Mm-hmm.
Got them bricks over there in Waveland.
Put the court department in the, garden center building. About as big as this, isn't it? The whole garden center not as big as this? No.
Oh, the garden center's small.
How big is square foot wise?
Oh, 13, I think, was 13, but then.
Mm-hmm. Maybe so. Been a while since I've been in there. Mm-hmm.
get them to come over and talk with Rodney and then tell them what they need. That way they can't complain about anything.
How's the audit coming?
It's,
gotta do something. Didn't she find something at a apartment complex?
Anybody have anything else for tonight? We'll have that all for next Monday? Okay, good, then we can open those bids for the grass cutting on Monday too, figure out what we're gonna do. Mhm. Okay. Good. All right, anything else, guys? Nope. Meeting adjourned. Thank everybody for coming out, Tony. All right, Larry, what do I need to do?